Hi, hi.
Hi.
Can you see me? Wait, let me just see the. This is not connected. I think the camera is towards you.
It's all right, no problem. We'll just
Yeah.
connect
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
then let's start. Just a second.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Connect your Bluetooth, sir. Can you see me properly?
Yes, yes, you are visible.
Oh, just a second. My this is not getting kind. Hi, hi, Shalini.
Continue.
Hi. Am I audible?
Uh, is-
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
एक minute.
All right, so hello, afternoon, everyone. How are you?
Yeah, but why? I'm good, but I can't see you, Ishik.
It's all right, but we are all live, so everyone else is able to see us. I
Okay.
hope that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so today we are all here with Sayantani and Rahul to discuss the benefits of aerobic and anaerobic exercises and how each can be inculcated in your daily routine for getting maximum productivity. So, moving forward to the introduction, Sayantani is a certified fitness and lifestyle coach as well as Zumba instructor at Iconic Fitness Kolkata. And Rahul, he is a certified fitness coach at Zest Fitness Studio. So, so today session
There's a echo.
how true is
To mute
no
that. It's
with
coming.
respect to aerobic and anaerobic exercises? Continue.
Uh, the voice, the volume, the sound is breaking. Just check once.
All right. Am I audible?
Uh, yeah, I think Derek, you have to stop that because it's connecting my thing. हो गया तुम इससे देखो हाँ yeah
So
yeah
before
yeah
starting,
Ishka.
before starting today's session, I would want to ask both of you one question: that how true is this line? No pain, no gain, with respect to aerobic and anaerobic exercise. Starting with Anthony, would you like to share something?
Okay, hi. First of all, before I start, thank you to JBG Endura 101 for giving us this opportunity to have a conversation on the topic aerobic and anaerobic because it's a me and Rahul we were discussing in the morning that the topic is pretty deep. There's lot of conversation on this topic, but whatever I'm going to answer today is basically a very something that I can connect with the audience, with the group of people. So for me, no pain, no gain. It depends. Basically, it depends on a lot of things. So, are we talking about the mental pain? Are we talking about the physical pain? Are we talking about like through aerobic and anaerobic? Are we talking about the soreness that we face after a workout, or are we talking about the injury pain? So there are a lot of pains with workout, but what is the kind of pain? There is definitely pain, but sometimes there is a lot of gain with that pain, and sometimes you lose a lot of things that's lost with that pain. So are we on the right direction to gain through the pain? Or are we on the wrong direction where the pain becomes forever and there is no pain, no gain? There is only pain and there is no gain. So for me, that is more important that the pain that we are taking through the exercise is more like, what do I say? It's more technical, scientific, and more correct, and not like just doing something and exercise and then injuring myself. So of course, pain, no gain is it depends on the right fit. If you're on the right fitness track, then your pain is something which is a soreness or something like that, or else anyways you have to give extra to gain something to gain in your workout, but that pain should be a minimalistic pain. That's my point of view.
Absolutely correct. So, would
Yeah,
you,
so yeah,
Rahul?
so yeah, hi. Thank you, Endura, actually giving me this opportunity to speak on this topic. And I would like to say that firstly, my question to you would be that if you're talking about no pain, no gain, okay, in respect to aerobic and anaerobic training, right? That's the question is.
Yes,
Now, it's a very broad answer where we can't, I think I can't give you one specific answer to this because there could be many multiple what do you say? Like there are multiple reasons actually. People when they say what they're thinking, we don't know. Firstly, and for them, pain is the discomfort they're talking about. That's one, or is the injury pain, which is normally related with the tissue damage when they say. So we don't know actually what they're talking about. Now, uh, when you suppose like when you're doing any kind of strength training, okay, there's some kind of muscle soreness which we get. Okay, now training around the soreness is actually what we do as a coaches. We see a balanced way where our training, especially when you're training any endurance athlete or maybe the people who are coming with the MMA athletes, their background. So how much their adaptations are, it depends from person to person, because pain thresholds and pain tolerance between one person to another person might differ. Okay, so we don't know actually ki, maybe for one person, no pain, no gain. Maybe they're pushing to that limit. Okay, that limit I'm saying, like they want to push to that limit where they want to close, they want to reach their certain goals. Okay, by every day performing like that, keeping in mind their recovery is also happening parallelly. Now, when we talk about recovery is not only training in low intensity. Recovery is not only the training in low volume. Recovery means also what is their diet look like. Okay, what is their sleep quality looks like. Okay, so here are more. So what I can say that uh, sometimes as a coaches we do normally ask the client ki, there's certain concept which we use ki, on the scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate the training today is. Okay, but that is also very what will I say, it's very like we sometimes maybe the athlete hasn't performed so well, but they might say that no, my training is today 4. Okay, it can be very misleading. It can be very misleading also. But yeah, so as I was saying that no pain, no gain concept. For some people they can push so much. Like I do train many football players, tennis players, badminton players also. I their training and what level of training you're training the athletes. Is there the elite level athletes, young athletes, older athletes? Okay, so that will depend my training program actually. This is what I was talking about.
All right, understood. Thank you so much. So moving forward to Shayantini, can you explain what aerobic and anaerobic exercises mean, and what are the key differences between the two?
Okay, so uh, basically, I'll be explaining it in a very simple way, and then Rahul will go to the scientific words. So, normally, when we start working out, suppose we are starting working out and we need air. Okay, when we are doing exercise, we breathe in air. So, there's a lot of oxygen that we need. And slowly, when we are working out, and when the intensity, it's in a low intensity we are starting, and suppose if the intensity is increasing slowly, where we have started huffing and puffing, okay, and we need more oxygen intake for our working muscles, for our muscles, that's the time when we are shifting from aerobic to anaerobic. People think that, aerobic is one set and then anaerobic. No, it also depends on the heart rate. If my heart rate is 120 beat per minute, I am still in the aerobic section. Slowly, if I'm shifting my heart rate to 130 to 140 in the similar kind of exercise, slowly, it's gradually the intensity is increasing. My body is shifting to anaerobic, where I need more oxygen. So in aerobic, there is more fat burning, but in anaerobic, there is more sugar burning. So how that happens? Basically, we break down glucose in anaerobic, and in aerobic we are just doing with the help of oxygen. We are intaking the oxygen that we are intaking, which is helping our muscles to work, is aerobic. And for anaerobic, basically we are breaking down the glucose in cost of lactic acid, which helps us to gain more energy in less time, quickly, without oxygen. without intaking of oxygen when when we are producing or more energy, that is anaerobic. For example, um, if you see the difference, aerobic is oxygen, anaerobic is no oxygen. Aerobic is less stress, and aerobic is high stress. High stress means stress or cholesterol. The hormone is called cortisols. So we need more cortisols in anaerobic exercise. The cortisol, that stress hormone, which helps us to break down the sugar, which basically cortisol, what is cortisol? It increases the blood sugar level. So when we do anaerobic exercises like weightlifting or sprint, for all these kind of exercises, we need more cortisol, which will help us to break down the sugar, break down the glucose to increase more energy. And in aerobic, like running, a 60-90 minutes long period of cardio workout like Zumba is aerobic, running, cycling, these are aerobic. And anaerobic is when there is a sprint. Suppose you're running, that's aerobic. And suppose you start sprinting while running, you move on to anaerobic. So this is the difference between aerobic exercise and anaerobic exercise. I hope I was clear. Rahul, next, rest you please explain.
Yeah. So actually, I want to add on it. So basically, this is what it is actually, but there are more caveats actually now. We are being known now, thanks to the research which is being continuously been done. Now it shows that it's not like the what will I say, that some systems, like suppose the aerobic system, they stop and the anaerobic it goes. Okay, so basically, suppose I'm talking about suppose a runner. Okay, so a runner running. Okay, and suddenly increasing the speed. Okay, like the suppose the runner's speed was sudden and then suddenly he started running at a high speed. So obviously there is a shift of the system actually from aerobic, it is going towards the anaerobic. So what I mean here is I would like to actually add, because what happens, suppose aerobic system, what happens, the demands, okay, I will say the word demands. Some sports demands more of aerobic system, some demands more of anaerobic system, but that doesn't mean that one is off and one is on. Okay, so that's what my point is. And rest, Shantini has already said. One is presence of oxygen, the another one is without
Just
oxygen. Okay.
I just want to add on to Rahul's thing. What he's exactly trying to say is absolutely correct. There's this idea that people think, like we are running outside, that's aerobic. We go to the gym, that's anaerobic. No, it's wrong. If you are running on the treadmill also, and suppose you're running in 120 heart rate, you're doing aerobic. The moment you're still running in that treadmill and your heart rate goes to 140, 150, sometimes for young generation, I think can go to 160. That is still okay. You're moving to an aerobic. So every exercise has this section. It is not that we complete one section and then we move on to the next, what Rahul said. So it is not like that. So normally what happens is, I want to add on this. This is not out of the question, but the reason we are doing this, I know from where we are coming. This topic came because we were discussing about the health risk that happens. So there are a lot of people who keep on working out every day from morning to night, and especially after COVID, there's a lot of, everybody is into fitness that we have seen. But people are not aware of the fact that what they are doing. They have no idea. So this is something, I hope many of the viewers right now, they didn't even know that when their heart rate is moving on, when the intensity is moving on higher, it's anaerobic. So suppose from morning to night, we see Instagram posts. I think Rahul will agree with me. There are a lot of posts that I did this workout and that workout. I ran here, then I did this strength training, then I did in one day. Lot of workouts. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Yeah, so there's a lot of workouts they are doing, and they have no idea what are the risks. So that from there, this topic came, and then we had this discussion. So this anaerobic and aerobic and anaerobic differentiation to be known, and everybody should know about it. It is very important. So if your heart rate is crossing 160 and you're still running on the treadmill, thinking that I have to do it, you have to stop right away, because that is crossing your heart rate, and you don't know what injury, what risk you are bringing down, so you should be more aware of what you are doing. So this is why this aerobic and anaerobic difference is very important for people to know.
Also, I would want to ask you a very simple question, that can we do aerobic and anaerobic exercises in the same session?
We just
Yeah, of
answered
course.
that.
I,
You
so
can also tell us.
yeah, 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 yeah. So obviously you can do aerobic and anaerobic both together in one session, and so depending, so what the demands are actually. Okay, so suppose you're training an MMA athlete. Okay, so my obviously my training will be since now the second question will be like how trained the individual is. Okay, how much they have done, how much they have, like how much their capacities are. Okay, how much then the quality of training, how where they lack. Okay, if I see that they are going out of breath. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's one question. Maybe they cannot continue for longer sessions in the MMA. Okay, so when we see any athlete, we go to their depth actually, where the like where their weaknesses lies. Accordingly, we plan our thing. So suppose the anaerobic work. So basically, that is what my so the I was coming up with this thing. So like what do you think like about a cyclist and a MMA athlete? Uh, why I'm mentioning MMA athletes, it's mostly anaerobic. So that's why I'm just saying, because people actually get confused with these two terms. So I'm just putting two situation where you're training a cyclist also, and contrary, you're training a MMA athletes also. Now, aerobic based training, it's a kind of aerobic training actually. So it's needed for both the athletes. Okay. Now, while training the cyclist, my point is, while training the cyclist, I will do rather cycling more. Okay, but to to get the output better. Okay, what in our terms we call it's economy actually. So which is also called the efficiency. Okay, so I will try to get the more efficiency by doing the cycling more for that cyclist, but rather for the MMA athlete, I will choose maybe bouts of like 15 minutes of something like running, 15 minutes of battle rope, 15 minutes of like bouts of, so because they, since it's not only one cycle which is happening, because there's a lot of there's a lot of demands from other areas also. So
Mhm.
I'll rather expose those athletes to maybe MMA based, skill based training also I will include in those kind of sessions. So my point is, aerobic training is required for cyclists also and also MMA athletes also. But if you see the heart rate, if you compare between two athletes, their heart rate might be similar, but the adaptation would be different. That is what my point is. Okay, maybe the heart rate is similar, they're going by 120 or maybe 150 beats per minute, but my point is, but the adaptation from both the athletes would be different. Okay, so that is what my question is, because that is how you can benefit your athletes actually.
So I wanted to ask you, Rahul, which one can be done first, weight training or cardio?
Now there is also this thing when you're talking about weight training or cardio. Firstly, suppose a member coming in, okay, athlete coming in our gym, okay. Firstly, my question would be that what is your purpose, okay? Now, weight training or cardio. So now, if suppose a runner coming, obviously my I have to improve their running, okay. So basically, I will start with cardio, okay, and then move towards the strength training. Okay, move towards a weight training, which you can say. Obviously, for an now it will depend on a few other things also, which is whether it's off season, whether it's on season or not. This will be also a question here. It's off season, I will rather, I'll work on their weaker areas actually, which could be strength, which could be some injury related. I will work on those parameters first, and then expose to them to the cardio. Now, talking about like a person coming with strength gains, okay, obviously I will start with strength first and then cardio. That is the take on this.
All right.
And there are more to it actually, but I'm not going towards it actually.
All right. So I would want to ask you one more thing. Whenever people start training, they start with HIIT and cardio. So is that a correct approach, or like what is the right way to do it?
They start they just simply start with HIT and cardio.
Okay.
But yeah, there is my question here is like for a CrossFitter, like since we are coming from a CrossFit background, okay, so we have sessions, okay, and where we dedicate those sessions to only CrossFit only. But
Okay.
yeah, we dedicate those athletes like CrossFitters. They come, they dedicate one training session towards only CrossFit sessions, like HIT sessions, okay, which is a lot of it's accumulate lot of fatigue, okay. Now here my question is, are they properly recovering? Okay, that's my question is, and how many sessions you are asking me? Like now, my point is, how many CrossFit sessions in a week are you going to plan with it? Okay, so that is my point is here. And so when because we normally see there are a lot of injuries can happen, you are not recovering, your performance are going down day by day, so obviously you can't do more number of sessions in a week then. Okay, so you can dedicate maybe one day you start with HIT and keep that day HIT only. But I don't feel like that's a beneficiary. Like you keep like you know what, like starting with because we can't really say that no, you don't do HIT right now.
I think it depends on
Person
the
might have,
person also.
yeah, because it is related with the capacity
Also,
also, how much a person
the
can take
capacity
it.
of the
Okay,
person. Yes. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So actually can't really say because it's varies from person to person actually. So that's the thing.
So Shayantini, would you want to add something to it? That what could be
To
the
the
correct?
like the SI, can you just repeat the question once again?
So like whenever people go to the gym, they start with cardio and HIIT first before any other sort of training. So do you
See,
think this is the correct?
uh, now, anyway, if you are starting a workout, the first thing is like you stretch.
Hmm.
The first thing is you do static stretching. Then you go for a little bit of warm up. Now, then you go for high intensity interval training or your weight training or the kind of train and your goal is, and your fitness person, your fitness expert, the trainer, what uh, like the chart the person is setting for you. So cardio is definitely important. Now, if even you were asking about the weight training also, so I'll add all together and just answer. So what happens is like, if you are, I'll just repeat also what Rahul says. If you're a runner, okay, so your cardio is more important. But similarly, a runner, most of the runners, they have this idea that they have to just run, but they also need weight training. They have no idea that they should go hit the gym and do a minimum of 2 days weight training. Similarly, they also need high intensity interval training. Now, for example, a boxer or weightlifter. Suppose I'm asking the weightlifting person who wants to gain more muscles. His goal is to gain more muscles. He will
Hmm.
be aiming for more of weight training, but even that person needs to do cardio. Maybe after the weight training, or maybe a 10 minutes of cardio before the weight training to warm up the muscles, to increase the blood flow. But cardio is important. Now it depends in the high intensity interval training that are your body is warmed up, and what kind of exercise will help you to warm up also depends on the capacity of the person, that what Rahul said. Suppose today there's a beginner who's coming for the class and wants to do a high intensity interval training. Maybe the beginner can her or his body can accept it 1 day a week. But
Right.
suppose somebody who's into fitness and pretty active, okay, that person, or an athlete, that person might can get like 3 weeks, 3 days a week, has the capacity of doing high intensity interval training. So it depends, it varies from person to person. Whatever it is, the recovery is very important. That, after you do a high intensity interval training, am I the next moment, am I going for some other exercise in next 2 hours, or am I having the proper nutrition? Am I having the proper sleep? Is there, even the stress in your life matters. Like I can do 3 weeks of high intensity, my body can, but after that, my life, there's a lot of stress. Is my stress helping me to do those three high intensity interval training and then having a good life and the benefits, or it is affecting? So it depends from person to person. That's my take.
Thank you so much, Anthony, for sharing this with the audience.
Thank
So, is there anybody who would want to ask our experts any sort of questions? You all are free to comment in the comment section below so that they can answer for you.
you. I know most of the people out there. Just ask any question. Rahul is ready to answer.
Everyone saying hello, hi to you.
And anybody, any new audience who's thinking that, a fitness coach like this, pretty bloated up talking, then I have not popped the baby out just for JBG Endura today. Might pop out in next 2 days. I've kept it inside just for this live. Any question?
So, I think the audience is pretty satisfied with your answers. Thank you so much for joining this session. Thank you so much for being a part of this session in
Thank you.
JBG and
Thank
your
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
uh,
Thank you.
answers help each and everyone present here. Thank you so much.
Ishika, I have a
Thank you.
question for you before
Yes,
we
please tell me.
leave. So, what will you go for, aerobic or anaerobic?
I would go for a mixture. I mean, a blend of both.
Yeah.
Because I think that cannot keep
Okay,
on
that
doing.
means you were pretty into the conversation. 100 out of 100.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, guys. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.